grab that thing and see what happens. That's instant advantage.
All right. We now have Mia versus Akola at home. Going to be getting Vencho versus Knuck, Milwaukee versus Madison.
This is what the people came for.
Absolutely.
On Battlefield, no less. No wait at all, going straight over the walls and getting punished for it.
Yeah, starting up on Battlefield here. Just immediately getting to work here. Just up B after up B is Knuck. And so far it's working out. If he's going to approach unsafely, you got to hold this up B, man.
Right. It may not be much damage, but it's honest work. It's not honest work. It ain't honest.
That's that Nepo. That's that Nepo hookup.
Yeah,
that's that Nepo combo starter. But you take what you can get. So yeah, continuing to just tack on this damage is Knuck. Damage continues to climb here, but Vencho just trying to play that keep away game, just trying to get those early resources to set himself up for success later on. But so far, Knuck just really not giving him the space to operate.
Yeah, he may not be doing damage, but he's definitely in his face and in his area.
Yeah, and in this hammer really quick, it is Vencho's noggin. So getting immediately back to work right now is Knuck. Just quick 30%. And this is working a tough receive too, where you're down really early, you have not really been able to get any resources, and you just cannot find the space to start mining to make that comeback.
Yeah, like Vencho hasn't landed this stock. That one. That might have been the second or third time that he's been on, like, boots on the ground, this stock. Okay, maybe Vencho is now realizing that Knuck is just going to is threatening on the platform, isn't actually doing anything. So now he's just mining to his heart's content.
And it's starting to apply more pressure to those minecarts, not just for recovery, trying to create space. That's something about Vencho too, that as the set goes on, he starts to get more creative with his minecart timings once he has the download. So something to keep an eye on as the set goes on. It is best of 5, so a lot of time to figure this out.
Yeah, now he's absolutely stacked on resources. He's got 2 diamonds in the back pocket and hella iron. But
Speaking of iron,
stocks taken.
He coming down from the top rope.
Yeah, my keys are made of iron too. I think. I don't know. Maybe.
Some material.
It's an old building, so maybe it is iron.
Could be. Those good quality keys. But yeah, that tried to force his way through, just taking his time on that recovery, but with the wood blocks, those aren't going to be quite as easy to break through, and that'll ends up speaking the end of Knuck's first stop. Still about a full stop ahead, really swinging for the fences. There is Vencho, but not quite going to find its mark. But Vencho slowly but surely figuring this out.
Yeah, Diamond really changes a lot of things. Okay, there's one gone. That's a great grab. That was break up the pressure.
Ooh!
Okay.
They gained the timing on the grounded minecart to get the forward smash and take the stock at about 100.
Could you tell that we've not seen that very often?
Oh. I, for one, just find it so difficult to try to time that unless it's a really telegraphed minecart, which that one really wasn't super telegraphed.
Right.
But it's more so the fact that Vencho is consistently minecarted to try to reset the center stage when he's been in disadvantage in the corner. So Knuck lining up for it and just getting that early stock. So Vencho going to be thinking about that for the rest of the set most likely.
I know I will. That was nice.
That's sometimes the I'm not going to do this ever again in this set.
Yeah. That's the thank God that worked. Not doing that again.
No, I'm talking about Vencho. Like,
okay.
Does not want to put himself in that situation again.
Yeah, and it was kind of a weird one because he had the minecart on the ground of the stage instead of being slightly in the air. So maybe it still would have worked for Game & Watch with that up smash being what it is, but who knows.
Either way, fantastic play by Knuck. Sets himself up for this 1-0 lead here in the set, but I mean, slicing off that top platform, moving over to small battlefield. And now, much more even start to this game, which is exactly what you want if you're a Vencho fan. Just gives him more space to operate, more time to get those resources, but eats that down smash into up smash confirm, dying really early there at 80%.
Yeah. And Vencho is doing better at getting resources, but not much else.
Yeah, now it's a matter of trying to figure out how to escape these guaranteed Game & Watch combos because he keeps getting put into an early hole. Steve really, one of Steve's real weaknesses is his low aerial mobility. So if you can get him in bad spots vertically, it's really hard for him to reset unless he uses those down airs.
And hey, the more anvils you use, the less iron you got, and then those less mine cards. Hammer time yet again. I feel like it was at 80% last game as well. 3 stocks still on Knuck, and looking fresh, not even being threatened. I mean, obviously you're always being threatened when you're Game & Watch at this percent.
And this is a matchup both players are familiar with in their respective regions. Oat coming from Madison. We got Sergey Stroganoff when he has the Steve, when he feels like playing the Steve. So you're seeing it's definitely paying off in dividends for Knuck right now. Just playing extremely well, but not a single resource on deck except for a singular gold. And this is looking really dire for Vencho right now.
I got myself 1 piece of gold and a dream. Steve, the comeback man.
Yeah, down smash.
Yeah, that was game 2 still.
That was a really quick game too.
Yeah, honestly, kind of thought we were on game 3 already. The way that dominance was going. But hey, shout out to the 41% of you that voted for Knuck, that bet on Knuck, and the 59% of you that think that this is going to be a reverse 3-0, or hope that it is, for all of those glorious Twitch made-up currency.
And I like the switch here to a larger stage on Town and City for Vencho, just because you also get those side platforms to operate on if you want to build blocks and just kind of take your time getting back to stage. Because so far, he has not been able to escape this onslaught from Knuck on these smaller stages. And immediately getting to work with a quick 51%.
And I would think that Knuck would want to ban this stage, given that it is larger and the blast zones aren't necessarily great for Game & Watch, being as light as he is.
Steve is a strange matchup where you have to often ban more based on the resources he's going to get on the stage versus the stage layout itself. So like a stage like Talos or PS2, he gets a lot more heavy resources that are harder to break down walls on. Whereas on both the Animal Crossing stages, you're going to get mostly like dirt and wood, things that are very easy to break through.
Okay.
So at least that's my approach when I ban stage against Steve. Not sure, I haven't talked to Knuck directly about how he bans in the matchup, but that's usually the approach that I hear recommended, both from, and also like from Steve players too.
That makes sense. It seems to be working. I mean, very early stock taken and a good lead for Vencho. Plenty of resources as well. I can't help but think that F smash that ended up having Knuck lose his first stock was a misinput, trying to be a bit of a forward air, but that's cheeky little recovery, keeping Vencho alive on this first stock just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and the first meaningful lead for Vencho of the set. Really needs to make the most of this. I like the cancel on the minecart there just to put that hitbox out and then reset in the corner. Like I said, you're starting to see Vencho get those mix-ups on the minecart timing, and now has almost a full stock lead, just playing this keep away game, has a diamond in hand for this next stock, and knows 3-1 lead, but he has 2 diamonds already, so he already went ahead and pulled one out.
Yeah, he had 2 diamonds in the last game and it didn't matter, but this game, completely different. It just feels like Knuck is flubbing some things and weird ways to lose your stocks.
It's also, like, Steve is very much a character where if you're ahead of him, it feels a lot easier. When you're playing from behind, it can feel nearly impossible sometimes. And Vencho is so good when he has that lead, and he can play at his pace and make you come to him on his turf. So that's where you go, okay, it's a best of 5. I can afford to drop a couple. Like, there's going to be games like that against Steve.
Yeah, that felt minute in the grand scheme of things, considering how dominant Knuck has looked in the last 2 games. And you still might think the momentum is in Knuck's favor, but this doesn't really feel vibe-wise that great, because Knuck has always been in control, and the second that he didn't, he got dog walked. So this first stock in this game is going to be super important for how the rest of this set goes. No way! I'm not even pretending, like, that had to have been just like the controller slipped from the A button to the B button or something. I don't know. Either that or he was listening to me and he's like, you know what? 5 reset. Hammer.
9. That would have screamed.
I would have been, that would have been so funny. I'm like, talk about a vibe reset.
Oh, so far the vibes are being reset. This is a dead even game after just a really rough game 3. But that up smash will not take yet on the minecart confirmed. So Knuck still in an alright position, but Vencho is again getting back to work on getting these mining walls set up. And
it didn't work in game 2. Why would it work in game 4?
just doesn't quite have the range that forward smash needs. And now you're in a similar spot where you're trying to play this catch-up game, so many resources in hand for Vencho.
It looks like Knuck, looking at his player cam, you can see he is visibly frustrated, getting hit with everything in the book, getting hit with all of the things that frustrate a player when you're playing against Steve. Yet again, getting hit with the anvil this time, and then shaking his head, trying to just compose yourself, looking closer to another 3-stock.
And speaking of the composure of Vencho too, where those first 2 games were very solidly in Knuck's favor, but then to have the confidence and the trust in your adaptation to, stay composed and look like he's on the verge of forcing a game 5 here, potentially this reverse 3-0. But if you're Knuck, you get that down smash. This is where I typically go in my head, okay, what do I need to do to win the next game? I'm not really too concerned about what's going on here. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do to try to close out this set in game 5.
Yeah, like looking for any habits or any little things that you're noticing the player doing. And every big hit, you're just giving him more and more resources. I just hope that in game 5, or the next time he plays it, I hope in game 5 he does not F-smash a wall of blocks like he did twice in this set.
Maybe seeing shadows of that forward smash rate in game 1 on the minecart, but very, very different scenario there.
Yeah.
So, see, and Game Watch has plenty of safe options to break down walls, so you can afford to take your time with those fairs, those nairs. So, you need to take your time and just really think about what adjustments you need to make here if you're not. But if you're Vencho, you're feeling real good.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're thinking, like, if you're Vencho, you're like, I'm just gonna let this guy push buttons and push forward, and I'm gonna just do my own thing and win. And Knuck's like, well, why? I've been pushing in all the time. Why can't I win the game now?
And sometimes that aggression, once they figure out the rhythm and the timing of how you're doing the aggression,
there's no way
it works. But working real well to start that game, a quick 0 to death. That down smash to forward smash going at, I think it was 60-something pre-hit.
That was 66 after the down smash.
Yikes. Are we sure that Game & Watch doesn't have diamond?
What's a diamond to a flame?
Does diamond melt?
No.
No? I don't think so.
Grok, does diamond melt? But
diamond can melt at 7,280 degrees Celsius. So, needless to say, Knuck is playing hot right now.
Ooh, that's a good one. Celsius?
Celsius is like 4,000.
What the hell is a Celsius?
The hell is a thermometer?
But regardless, very much feeling like those first 2 games for Knuck, getting an early kill on Vencho and running away with the lead. Oh, nice roll away from that grab.
So Vencho does have that diamond in hand though on the second stock, so if he can get the right confirm off of an up tilt, he can make this damage back up, but we'll see if Knuck even gives him the opportunity. Here we go. Oh, going for the minecart reach for a really early stock.
And it was that bucket hesitation that Knuck threw out to save that stock, but that he being called out by the dash attack. Vencho holding this ledge trap, and now getting back to those up Bs that were so successful in the first 2 games for Knuck, and getting that stage control back.
You're also kind of seeing Knuck respect Vencho in the corner, or maybe a little too much there, just letting him get those minecarts off. Because if you do get to Steve before they can come out, you can potentially disrupt before that hitbox is active. But I understand, though, you're at kill percent where if you miss time that, you do potentially lose your stock. Watch out!
Yeah, he knew. He was ready for that.
And all of a sudden, Vencho, too, if you look at his resources,
Don't do it.
really needs to mine right now.
Down tilt it, maybe? Okay, dash attack got through. Let him get a diamond, but you might just have to live with that at this percent. Huge up smash to get rid of that minecart, but still letting Vencho mine. Still has not crafted a weapon just yet. Trying to take the stock as quickly as possible, and trying to set up for that third stock.
Trying to hide it within the wall, trying to see if he can maybe bait Knuck into another one of those forward smashes on the wall, but I really like how patiently Knuck is playing around this. Not going for anything too committal to break down this wall. But oh, that up throw might take it, and it will. So now this is free mining real estate for Vencho, but he doesn't end up actually pulling out what he wants to use. He wants to save that diamond for the last stock, just trying to see if he can get any extra damage here. He does still have that up tilt, diamond up tilt in hand.
Okay, trying to find something to take the stock. Up airs, pressure on the platform, nothing. The electric hitbox just coming out. Drag down, dude, jabs should be enough to clean up the stock and send us to a... Nah, oh, come on.
Steve, deceptively heavy, but that dash attack will take it. Game 5, Diamond is coming back out. He does have another diamond in his pocket as well. But it's a matter of, can Vencho land? Can he reset here?
Shoot, crazy. That minecart not breaking until the very last moment. Very scary situation. Getting to the ledge to avoid the dash attack. Stage control, Knuck in favor. Now has the ledge trap situation over the minecart. No backer for you.
It's trying to get that back air, get that spike into the block and end things, but I just love the way how patiently Knuck is playing around these walls, just slowly tacking on damage, but any big opening from Vencho will even things back up.
Got that diamond now. Again, half your resources still down here, not doing anything. Great tech from Knuck. Dash tech gonna take the stage back, but side B again from Steve, just mining to his heart's content.
Even using the jab there to get rid of this wall, but low on resources once again is Vencho, but that dash attack will take it in the corner, and Vencho wins it in the reverse 3-0.
Call it what you want. I'm not going to call that anticlimactic. That was a great finish from both players. Reverse 3-0 for Vencho. Knuck looking really not great after those 2 games that he lost.